Good evening, I'm Coach Robinson, and this is the 8th grade mathematical curriculum course. Today's lesson will be on variables and coefficients. What a variable is a letter that represents a number in a math equation. So for instance, right here we have 1 plus x equals 3. Now, we typically know that 1 plus 2 equals 3, but if you didn't know that, I'm going to show you how to solve for the variable. First and foremost, you want to isolate x. Yes. Okay. There's an addition problem. In order for you to isolate the x, you have to do the opposite of the operation. So we have to subtract 1 from here and 1 from here. The algebra rule states whatever you do on one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other side as well, right? Okay, so this cancels out. 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, you drop your x. X equals 3 minus 1, which is 2. So a lot of times when you're working with variable problems, they will indicate what the missing variable is, and then you will have to just do the problem, right? So for this one, 16 is equal to y times 2. So you will write the problem, 16 times 2 equals 32. So they indicate what the variable y equals. So in this case, it's 32. So you will write the problem, 32 times 2 equals 64, right? And now the same for 50. They're indicating that y equals 50. So you just plug in 50 for the variable, and then you just do the operation. 50 times 2 is 100. So now, another thing they'll do with variables is they would express problems with a coefficient. What a coefficient is a number that's placed right in front of a variable. And when you see this expression, this means to multiply, right? So a lot of times they'll tell you what the variable equals, and then you just plug it in. So this is 8, and then the variable will be 2. 8 times 2 is 16. When you see coefficients in a problem like this, you have to remember that this means to multiply, right? So again, when you're dealing with a coefficient, they will actually tell you what the variable is, right? So let's do the problem. This means to multiply, so this is 8 times 3 plus 6 equaling 30. We know 8 times 3 is 24. And 24 plus 6 is 30. So now let's imagine if you didn't know that 8 times 3 is 24, right? What you can do is you will have to change the operation of this problem to a subtraction problem in order for you to isolate the x. So the algebra rule states whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other side of the equal sign as well. So we're going to minus 6 from right here, and after the equal sign, we're going to minus 6 as well. So now this cancels out because 6 minus 6 is 0. 30 minus 6 is 24. So this turns into 8x equaling 24. Now, in order for you to isolate the variable, if it's a coefficient, you have to divide the constant, which is the number itself, by the expression, which is 8x. So if you divide 8x by 8, and whatever you do to the other side of the sign, you have to do to the opposite sign as well. So we're going to divide 24 by 8. So 8 divided by 8 will cancel. X equals 24 divided by 8, which is 3. So this concludes the 8th grade mathematical curriculum lesson. The next lesson, we're going to just expound more on variables, coefficients, and then writing the algebraic expressions. If you need a worksheet, have any questions, need any tutoring assistance, I can be reached at unityservice216@gmail and Instagram at unitytutors216. Thank you. Have a good evening.